First bit of the morning, ripped the rest of the wall down. Go get the units out now so I can take the side off that. Kitchen's already looking a lot bigger. But this divider wall is quite common in Spain, the same as arches. You find a lot of arches. Started stripping the ceiling down, but now I've got to empty the rest of the cupboard. This afternoon I'm going to get this all down as well. See if Igor will come over this afternoon to have a discussion of what's next. This looks safe. Well, I'm not to be fair, it's not too much of a problem, but I don't think it works too well. Looks like it's had its days. Go get the oven out yet, the hob. Sink's got to come out. But I'm being a bit optimistic that I'll get the whole kitchen out today. Big problems, this stuff on the floor. Let's go have a word with Igor, see if we can fill his trailer up and see if he'll dump it for us. Give us a bit of a breathing space so I can rip the rest of this out. Getting a bit of a sweat on this morning. Basically got the first section of the wall coming out. I'm tempted to actually take that wall out and restud it, use studs instead, but I think, can I be bothered? I don't know. Extract, got to run a new flue all the way up to the roof because this one's a bit corroded and crappy, so got to change that out. Got the extract out, it's now amongst our tidy lump of crap. Wall units are down, and I think we'll get all this out today, and then we can start looking at what we're doing next. But it's getting there. 5-minute break, then back to it. It's coming out well. Somebody did ask what the structure is. I think it's actually a concrete over steel outer, but it looks like a block formation on the inside. It's hard to tell. I don't know when I take the windows out, which I'm not doing today. But yeah, getting there. I want this out today. It's been a bit more difficult than I'd expected. Just the way the kitchen's put together. But we'll get there. So we finally got the kitchen out. As you can see, it's back to the bare walls. We have actually managed to identify the structure of the walls. What you have here, this is the solid beams, and then these are infilled between the two beams. It's a very similar design to the Philippines, to be fair. So these aren't load bearing. But what we have found is it's two blocks, so you've got a inner block and an outer block, and in between it, as you can see, there's some insulation, and that's basically the structure. So as you can see, it's a bit messy. So taking all these snots off, get the wall back to where it's nice and smooth, ready for the next layer of tiling. I've had Igor over to have a look at the windows, because one of the things we are looking at is whether we can take it from the inside to the outside, because we're going to alter the externals as well, depending on the supports of the window frames, because there's like a cast that sort of sits around on the externals, where all that's got to come off because it's not in a good shape, but also they generally don't last, so we're going to take them down. But we're pretty much getting there. This is a second ceiling, by the way, which you can tell there. You know, it's a bit higher. This extract goes up and across and over to the centre of the house, because at the top of the building is actually a flue exit, or a flue. So we've got to change this as well when we sort out where the extract's going. But we are discussing whether to rip the old roof out or not, ceiling out or not, because if we take it out, we'll gain that amount of space, but at the same time that flue pipe's got to go round there, so we've got to decide before we rip it all out what we're actually going to be doing with that. The windows, we're looking at doing this front fascia first, so we can get these two windows done, and the top 2 done. So then we can get the windows out, windows in, get all the tiling done, then the kitchen in, and work backwards from there, heading up through the house. As you can see, it generated a fair bit of waste. I'm just looking at getting rid of that tomorrow. You can get a permit for the side of the road to put a skip by the way. Not sure how much it is, probably 7 to 10 euros, Igor was saying. And then the cost of the skip itself, which could have fluctuated since the whole COVID situation. So we'll see what happens with that. I've also spoken to Andreas, because Andreas does skip runs as well. So I'm just seeing what price he comes back at as well. But a bit of progress. I'm glad to see the kitchen's out, because 2 days of noise. I know as a neighbour, 2 to 3 days is enough for a week. So it's nice to get all this out, clear this out, and start looking at laying out what we're going to do with the electrics, what we're going to do with the windows. And basically tomorrow is just more of a get rid of the snots day, and then just tidying up generally.